Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you a build guide to beat Malenia Blade of Miquella in Elden Ring. So, the weapon of choice for this is going to be the Flame Arc Great Stars, plus 25. So max that out as much as you can. And now what's important is the weapon art. As you can see there's the Prelate's Charge, which can stagger lock Malenia, making this a very easy boss fight. So we want to make sure that we have this weapon with that equipped. It also will inflict blood loss. Malenia is weaker to fire damage too, so that's why I went with the Flame Art version of this, is it's going to maximize the damage output that we have. And then I like to have a seal as well. You don't really need to use anything other than this weapon, so go with whatever armor will keep you with a medium roll. For me, I'm using the Great Helm, Clean Rod Armor Altered, Malachus Gauntlets, and the Black Knife Greaves. For our talisman, Dragon Crest Great Shield Talisman is available nearby. If you don't have it, go grab it. It's going to increase your defense by 20%, which is huge against this fight. Also, I like the Warrior Jar Shard, which will boost the attack power of your skills. Any of the talisman that will boost your skill power is important here, because the more damage that we're able to do with that, the better. And then I also like the Crimson Amber Medallion for increased health. There are some other options that you can go with. There's also the strategy of using Shabriri's Woe and then summoning in your Mimic and then swapping off of this. I guess we can do this just to show off, but I'm also using the Cerulean Amber Medallion too to increase FP. And then we're going to go with 3 Cerulean Tears and 11 Crimson Tears. You can even take that up to 4. And then for our Wondrous Physic, I'm using the Opaltine Bubble Tear, which will negate damage and then also give us half of our health back. So for our stats, Vigor is at 50, Mind is at 36, Endurance is at 32, Strength is at 33, Dexterity is at 18, and then 40 for Faith. So that is, I would say, pretty optimal stats for this at level 150. If you're higher, that's totally okay. But now I'll show you how to take down Malenia with this build. The first thing we're going to do is summon in our Mimic tier, and then we're going to go into our inventory, swap off the Shabriri's Woe, put it back to whatever talisman that you're using. Now Malenia is going to aggro towards your Mimic tier, and this allows you to set up your build and then also come in with your Prelate's Charge. Now what this does is on hit, it's going to knock Malenia over, and it can deal a lot of damage as well. I highly recommend using this weapon in art because it makes her so much easier. Very similar to the Blasphemous Blade, it does give a bit of a knockback, but it also applies bleed damage, which Malenia is also weak to. So I think this is the best option for dealing damage to her. And what's nice is you can hit her and stagger her really easily with this, and then also break her posture. I recommend using some type of heal spell as well. I got Lord's Heal there, so this will help keep your Mimic tier's health very high, as it's going to get shredded down, especially during the second phase. But I think that the best strategy here is to stagger her and deal as much damage as possible quickly so that she can't deal damage to your Mimic. Now, that first start of the phase, you just got to run away from her. I also recommend using some type of range attack. Lightning Spear is my personal favorite because usually she's going to be in the water, and when she's standing in water, she's going to be weaker to lightning damage. Once you get in there, it's time to just start using the Prelate's Charge, though, as you're going to be able to knock her down very easily, and it continues to stagger her. If you see her jump up in the air, it's sometimes best to get up and run back. I also pop the potion that gives me the, not invincibility, but blocks 1 damage attack, so I was able to survive that attack there when she tried to do the waterfowl dance. Don't be afraid to run back though and use Lightning Spear. Sometimes it's best just to avoid her, especially when she does the Scarlet Aeonia attack, as it has a large area effect. My Mimic is completely getting wrecked by it, but again, one of the best strategies is to get her knocked down so that your Mimic can continue to attack, and just not taking damage is the best way to avoid getting hurt. So I would recommend just being able to pull off a stagger if possible. Now, one of the best ways to go about doing this is running around from behind, as she's going to be focused on your Mimic tier. But also, if you're able to tank it a little bit and try to get her attention, because using the Shabriri's Woe means she's going to be going strictly for your Mimic, and that can really drain their health. So try to sink it from behind, use the Prelate's Charge, and then also don't be afraid to use Lightning Spear too from a distance. Just whatever chip damage you need, because every time she attacks, she's going to heal herself as well. So with these strategies, you should be able to beat Malenia, Goddess of Rod, and Blade of Miquella in Elden Ring. If you found this video useful, please hit the subscribe button below, and I'll see you in the next video.